Every little comment, every small setback. If it all gets under your skin, you're giving away your power. The truth is, the most unshakable people don't have fewer problems. They've just mastered how they react. Imagine walking through life unfazed. No more overthinking, no more emotional outbursts, just complete control. In this video, I'll teach you how to train your mind to act as if nothing bothers you. So you stop feeling trapped by your emotions and start owning them instead. Because once you master this skill, once you truly learn how to stay grounded in the middle of chaos, nothing and no one will ever have control over you again. This isn't about faking strength. It's about building it. It's about becoming the kind of person who moves through life with quiet power. Who doesn't flinch when things go wrong? Who doesn't crumble at every harsh word or unexpected delay? So let's start with the foundation. Let's talk about what it really means to master the nothing bothers me mindset. 1. Mastering the nothing bothers me mindset. Let's make something clear right now. When I say nothing bothers me, I don't mean you stop feeling. I don't mean you walk around cold and heartless, pretending like nothing touches you. This isn't about becoming a robot. This is about becoming a master. Because here's the reality. You can't control what happens. People will talk. Life will throw curveballs. You'll face delays, disappointments, and disrespect. But what you can control is how you carry yourself through all of it. And that's what nothing bothers me is really about. It's not about what hits you. It's about what sticks. A mosquito doesn't take down a lion, not because it doesn't land, but because the lion knows what to ignore. You've got to build that kind of mental strength. So how do you do it? It starts with a decision, a daily decision to stop giving your peace away to every little thing that doesn't deserve it. See, when someone insults you and you react with anger, you've given them control. When something doesn't go your way and you shut down, you've handed the moment your power. When a plan falls through and it ruins your day, you've just traded your emotional stability for a circumstance. And let's be honest, that's a bad trade. You're not here to be emotionally yanked around by every little thing that happens. You're here to be grounded, anchored, strong. The nothing bothers me mindset means this. I decide what deserves my energy. I choose what matters. I respond when necessary, but I don't react emotionally to everything. It's self-mastery in action. Think of it like this. You're the thermostat, not the thermometer. A thermometer just reacts to the environment, hot, cold, up, down. But a thermostat sets the tone. It decides the climate. Too many people are walking through life like thermometers, letting other people's energy, comments, or actions dictate how they feel. But you're becoming the thermostat. You walk in the room and you bring the calm. You face a problem and you stay grounded. You hear a criticism and you listen, but it doesn't shake you. That's power. That's presence. That's what it means to act as if nothing affects you. Not because you don't feel, but because you've decided your peace is worth protecting. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to argue with everyone. You don't need to prove yourself to small minds or entertain every invitation to drama. You just need to know who you are, what you're about, and where you're headed. When you truly grasp that, the noise fades. The need to defend yourself fades. The constant reaction cycle fades, and you start showing up different, more solid, more calm, more focused. And that changes everything. 2, you react because you're attached, detach, and regain power. Let me tell you something most people never hear growing up. The reason you keep reacting is because you're attached. Attached to people's opinions. Attached to needing validation. Attached to being seen a certain way. Attached to outcomes that you can't always control. And the more emotionally attached you are to things outside of you, the more you suffer when those things don't go your way. Let's break this down. You get angry because someone didn't text you back. Why? Because you're attached to how they should respond. You feel anxious when your plan doesn't work out. Why? Because you're attached to your timeline. You get jealous when someone else is praised. Why? Because you're attached to being seen as the best. Attachment creates expectation. Expectation creates disappointment. Disappointment creates emotional chaos. And now your whole mood, your whole mindset is based on something you never had full control over in the first place. That's not power, that's emotional slavery. Now, I'm not telling you to stop caring. I'm telling you to start detaching. Detachment doesn't mean you don't love. It doesn't mean you don't try. It means you stay whole whether things go your way or not. It means you say, I'm at peace regardless of what they say or do. I'm grounded no matter what happens. I show up fully, but I don't fall apart when life doesn't go as planned. That's the key. You stop letting other people's behavior write your emotional story. You stop letting the unpredictable become your compass. You stop tying your worth to outcomes, praise, or perfection. When you detach from needing things to go a certain way to feel okay, you become unshakable. You learn to breathe through the discomfort. You learn to sit with uncertainty without losing your mind. You learn to walk through life with your own internal compass, not tossed around by every wave. And let me tell you, that kind of inner peace, it's rare, it's powerful, it's magnetic. People won't know how to shake you because you're no longer holding on to what used to shake you. Free. Calm is your superpower, protected at all costs. Let me say this as clearly as I can. Calm is not weakness. Calm is your superpower. You see, anyone can lose their temper. Anyone can scream, overreact, panic, or break down. That doesn't take strength. That's easy. That's emotional impulse. But staying calm, especially when everything around you is falling apart, that's rare. That's powerful. That's leadership. Because calm is clarity. And when you're calm, you can see what others miss. Let me give you an example. Have you ever been around someone who just doesn't flinch under pressure? They don't speak fast, they don't freak out, they breathe, they think, they respond. You trust that person, don't you? Why? Because calm tells the world, I'm not shaken, I've got this. And guess what? When you develop that calm, not as a personality trait, but as a discipline, you become a force. Now let me warn you, life is going to test this calm. People will try to provoke it. Situations will try to steal it. You'll get bad news. You'll be misunderstood. You'll be tempted to react, to prove yourself, to raise your voice and lose your peace. But you've got to learn to pause. Not everything needs your energy. Not everything deserves a response. Not every battle is worth stepping into. Your calm is sacred. Guard it. Guard it like your life depends on it, because in a way, it does. Your health, your focus, your dreams, they all suffer when you live in a constant state of emotional chaos. You burn out faster. You get distracted easier. You waste your time on things that don't matter. But when you're calm, you think clearer. You make better decisions. You move with wisdom, not just emotion. Now listen, calm doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect. It means you don't give disrespect the power to pull you out of character. Calm doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care deeply, but you choose to stay centered. Calm doesn't mean you avoid hard conversations. It means you have them with control and confidence, not rage and regret. So train it like a muscle. Wake up early and sit in silence. Breathe deeply when life starts to race. Pause before you speak. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Because most of the time, it isn't. You're not here to win arguments. You're here to win your life. And to win your life, you've got to protect your calm like it's the most valuable thing you own. Because it is. Forced stillness doesn't mean weakness. It means strength. We live in a world that confuses noise with power. The louder someone is, the more attention they get. The more reactive they are, the more people assume they're strong. But let me tell you something you need to remember for the rest of your life. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is strength. It takes real power to not respond right away, to sit with your emotions and not be ruled by them, to think before you act, to observe before you judge, to stay seated when your ego is screaming to get up and fight. Anybody can panic, anybody can explode, anybody can swing back. But to stay still, to stay grounded when you're provoked, that's discipline, that's emotional intelligence, that's maturity. Stillness is not about doing nothing. It's about doing the right thing with control. It's about stepping back when needed, breathing instead of reacting, choosing your battles carefully, preserving your energy for what really matters. Let me give you an example. Imagine a storm is coming. Everyone's running, screaming, panicking, and in the middle of it all, there's someone standing still, calm, alert, clear. People will look at that person and think they know something we don't. They'll lean on that energy. They'll follow that leadership. That's what stillness does. It anchors you. It makes you magnetic. It allows you to see through chaos while everyone else is caught up in it. And the most powerful part, stillness doesn't require anyone's permission. You don't need approval to be calm. You don't need applause to stay quiet. You don't need to prove anything to anyone to walk away from drama with your peace intact. Stillness is yours to choose every single time. Now hear this. Stillness is not silence when you need to speak truth. Stillness is not passivity when action is required. Stillness is not weakness when boundaries are being crossed. Stillness is knowing the right moment to move. It's timing, it's wisdom. It's waiting for your emotions to settle so your decisions don't become regrets. The most dangerous person in any room isn't the loudest, it's the one who's still, the one who listens more than they speak, the one who doesn't flinch, the one who knows exactly who they are and doesn't need to explain it. That's who you're becoming. And the more you master stillness, the more control you have, not just over situations, but over yourself. Because in the end, the greatest victory is not winning an argument. It's walking away with your power, your peace, and your self-respect untouched. 5, your emotions are messages, not masters. Let's get something straight right now. Your emotions are real, they're valid, they're part of being human, but they are not supposed to run your life. Your emotions are messengers, not masters. They're there to inform you, not control you. But most people, they don't just feel anger, they become anger. They don't just feel fear, they become paralyzed by fear. They don't just feel hurt, they live from a place of pain. And when you let your emotions run the show, you lose your center. You lose your peace, you lose your power. Let me give you an example. Think of your emotions like a dashboard in a car. When the oil light comes on, what does it mean? It means something needs attention. You don't scream, you don't swerve, you don't jump out of the car. You acknowledge it, you deal with it, you keep driving. That's exactly how emotions should be handled. If you feel anger, ask yourself what boundary just got crossed. If you feel fear, ask what risk do I need to prepare for, not run from. If you feel sadness, ask what pain have I been avoiding that needs healing. Emotions are teachers. They point to what needs growth, healing, or change. But they should never be allowed to take the wheel. Because when emotions drive, wisdom gets thrown in the trunk. And that leads to regret. You say things you didn't mean. You make choices that hurt your future. You lash out at the people trying to help you. Reacting to emotion without reflection is how people ruin relationships, lose opportunities, and stay stuck. But when you train yourself to feel without becoming, that's emotional mastery. You can say, I feel hurt, but I won't lash out. I feel afraid, but I won't retreat. I feel angry, but I won't be reckless. And let's be honest, it's not easy. You were probably never taught how to sit with your feelings without exploding. Most people weren't. They either bury their emotions or drown in them. But there's a better way. Own them, observe them, but don't obey them. Say to yourself, I feel this, but I am not this. I can process this emotion without becoming it. I can choose my response even when I don't control the trigger. And that choice, that's what separates the reactive from the powerful. Because power isn't pretending you don't feel. Power is feeling deeply, but staying steady. It's standing firm when your mind wants to spiral. It's choosing calm even when chaos makes more noise. Your emotions are tools. Use them, learn from them, but never let them become your ruler. 6, people who trigger you are teaching you where you're still not free. This is a tough truth, but an important one to hear. Every person who gets under your skin is showing you exactly where you're still trapped. Think about it. Why do some comments cut deep? Why do certain people seem to have this unspoken power to make you angry, sad, or anxious? It's because somewhere inside, you've given them the key to your emotional prison. You see, when someone triggers you, it's not really about them. It's about you. It's about parts of you that are still vulnerable, unresolved, or insecure. Let me explain. Imagine your mind as a house. Some rooms are bright and open, filled with confidence, peace, and strength. Other rooms? Dark, locked, cluttered with old fears and doubts. When someone says or does something that triggers you, it's like they found the door to one of those dark rooms. And suddenly all those old fears, insecurities, or wounds come rushing out. That's why triggers are so powerful. They're not about what's happening now, but what's buried inside. Now, here's the game changer. Triggers are not your enemies. They are your guides. They point to the exact places in your life where you still need to grow, heal, and reclaim freedom. Instead of reacting, instead of blaming others, you can choose to learn. Ask yourself, what is this feeling really about? Why does this upset me so much? What part of me feels threatened here? This kind of self-inquiry takes courage, but it's the path to true freedom. Because once you identify that weak spot, that locked room, you can start cleaning it out. You can replace fear with courage, doubt with confidence, pain with healing. And the more you do this work, the fewer triggers you have. The more unshakable you become. The more peace you own, no matter what others say or do. Remember, no one can give you power unless you give it away first. So don't hand over your emotional keys to anyone else. Take them back. Own your reactions. Use triggers as lessons, not chains. And watch how your world changes. 7, choose what you let in. Your mind is a garden. Think about this for a moment. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant in it, what you water, and what you allow to grow will determine the life you live. If you let weeds, negative thoughts, toxic people, and harmful beliefs take root, they'll spread fast. They'll choke out your confidence, your peace, and your progress. But if you carefully choose what to plant, hope, discipline, positive habits, and empowering beliefs, then your garden will flourish. Here's the truth most people don't understand. You have a choice every single day about what you feed your mind. Do you fill it with worry and doubt? Do you replay old hurts and failures? Do you obsess over what others say or think about you? Or do you choose to focus on what uplifts you? Do you invest time in learning, growing, and dreaming? Do you protect your mind from toxic influences like a gardener protects their most precious flowers? I want you to realize this. You're the gatekeeper of your mind. And if you want to act as if nothing affects you, you have to become selective about what you let in. Because the thoughts you allow in your head become the actions you take in your life. Think about that for a moment. Every fear, every doubt, every anxious thought is like a weed taking root. But every positive affirmation, every hopeful vision, every empowering decision is like water and sunlight. They make your mind stronger. They make your spirit resilient. So here's your task. Start guarding your mind as fiercely as you guard your body. When negative thoughts creep in, pull them out by their roots. When toxic people try to plant seeds of doubt, shut the gate. And fill your garden with things that grow you, books that inspire you, people who believe in you, habits that build you. The stronger your mental garden, the less anything outside of you can shake your peace. 8, build your emotional armor. You're not here to please everyone. Here's a powerful truth that many never learn. You are not here to please everyone. Trying to make everyone like you, approve of you, or agree with you is a losing game. It's a recipe for stress, anxiety, and emotional exhaustion. Why? Because no matter how hard you try, some people will disagree. Some will criticize. Some will push your buttons just because it gives them power. So what do? You build your emotional armor, not to become cold or disconnected, but to protect your peace. To stand strong in who you are without fear of rejection or disapproval. Imagine armor that shields you, not from feelings, but from unnecessary pain. Armor that lets you hear criticism without taking it personally. Armor that allows you to walk away from toxic drama without guilt. Building this armor means setting clear boundaries. It means saying no without feeling selfish. It means knowing your worth is not dependent on others' opinions. It means learning to love yourself first. Because the more you protect your emotional space, the less power others have to affect you. Now, building emotional armor doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you care wisely. You invest your energy in relationships that lift you up. You don't waste it on people who tear you down. You learn when to engage and when to walk away. This kind of strength is magnetic. It draws the right people closer and pushes negativity away. And here's the key. The moment you stop needing everyone's approval, you become unstoppable. You become free. You become the person who truly acts as if nothing affects them. Not because they don't feel, but because they control their reactions. That's emotional freedom. And that freedom is yours to claim, starting today. 9, own your power, take responsibility for your peace. This is the most important rule of all. You and only you are responsible for your peace. It's easy to blame others, to say, if they hadn't done this, or if that hadn't happened, or if only things were different. But here's the truth that will set you free. No one makes you feel anything. No one controls your emotions unless you let them. And no situation has power over your peace unless you give it permission. When you own this truth, you reclaim your power. It means you stop playing the victim. You stop giving away your power to circumstances or people. You stop waiting for life to be perfect before you're happy. Instead, you choose peace right here, right now. You choose calm in the storm. You choose strength when things get tough. This is what it means to act as if nothing affects you. It's not about ignoring your feelings or pretending everything is fine. It's about standing firm in your center, no matter what happens outside. It's about deciding that your happiness and peace are not negotiable. They are your birthright. And when you live this way, something incredible happens. The world starts to shift. Challenges become opportunities. Pain becomes growth. Chaos becomes clarity. Because you are no longer controlled by the outside world. You are the captain of your soul. So here's my challenge to you. Start today. Make a decision that you will no longer give away your power. Practice stillness. Observe your emotions without obeying them. Protect your mind like a precious garden. Build your emotional armor. And take full responsibility for your peace. Remember, the strongest people aren't the ones with the easiest lives. They're the ones who refuse to be shaken by life's storms. You can be that person. You are that person, waiting for your own permission to step into your power. So act as if nothing affects you and watch how your life transforms. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, take one small step today toward owning your peace. Like, share, and subscribe for more content that empowers you to become the strongest version of yourself. Remember, your power is within. Claim it.